destroyed TSOG solo. He ended up with 500 gold per minute, so unless WAC is able to really pep his farm up a little bit, which I'm a little doubtful of, I'm worried about how this game may end for him, especially since he's going for a Nodstone first, which seems a little bizarre.
I'm just watching Flint Beastwood down here take out this tower from extra range. I don't know what Tempest was doing, but he just died as I think he teleported right into everyone, not the swiftest idea. 5 DRD were there to greet him, and now Flint Beastwood has resigned himself to his fate as he goes down as well. Magmus going to be able to pick up Hammerstorm, not too sure what he was doing, but that's a 3-kill pickup for them. We'll have to see if Witch Slayer can get away. But looks like the Pitfall is not going to be hitting him. Let's see if we can get a last call or even a Chariot out. But those Striders kicking into effect. The Striders, it's not going to matter. Sorry.
Yes. Slightly odd use of the ultimate from Dr. Repulsor there. He could have just ulted towards the tower and been fine. As it is, he's going to die and die horribly. But the real kicker for me is Hammerstorm, who seemed to run determinedly back into the fray as if he was determined to share Raiko's fate, which seems a little odd to me, to say the least. But hey, whatever makes him happy. Okay, that teamfight didn't go too well for DWI, but as I said, they are still ahead. It's not catastrophic and unrecoverable, and as long as they can keep their team ticking over, keep the farm up, and not feed Dark Lady meaningless and pointless kills that will get 400, 500 gold per minute, they will probably be alright. Though, as Scandal has shown, you can never really cross Dark Lady off.
No, not a good idea.
Well, I mean, DWI are in some ways in a very similar situation to TSOG as they were against Empire. They have 3 carries as TSOG did, and they were basically working on the assumption that an unchecked Dark Lady or a partially checked Dark Lady is not going to equal 3 carries, and this worked out very, very badly for TSOG, who got completely wrecked by a 500 gold per minute Dark Lady. And while WAC has handicapped himself here slightly in that he doesn't have a Runed Axe and therefore isn't going to be able to do very much, as he's just shown by eating Flint alive, he is still perfectly capable of dishing out the hatred and pain, and he's still a force to be reckoned with, especially if he picks up another damage item. Oh, has Tempest... Oh no, Tempest is not. Thought Tempest might have been about to be introduced to the sharp end of a Magma Stun there, but apparently not. Anyway, as things stand, this game is balanced on something of a knife edge. DRD still have that window open. Dark Lady looking in pretty good shape. They just need to make use of it and push. Jester, who are you backing now?
Well, I would like to go with DWI simply because, you know, they're the reigning champions. I mean, they've won 1-0 on this game score series, but DRD, I don't know, I think a little out of position there as Gladiator goes down. As I say that, though, it looks like more of the Alliance, sorry, more of the Legion are going to be paying for this. Down goes Repulsar as well. And so, I don't know, it's very circumstantial that DRD has that huge lead right now, and it's very, very probable at this point that they will take this game.
Well, I'm going to change my mind again.
Oh.
And say I'm liking DRD here. Wait, did you just say DRD?
I'm saying the evidence is pointing to DRD, but I would have liked to see a strong finish from DWI.
I'm with you here. I mean, last game, DWI was sort of keeping their heads above water, staying about level, and they were being worked down from a fairly large advantage, but they had a fairly large advantage to begin with. Dark Lady's dead, but she has a token, and as things stand, DRD keep winning these very important team fights and keep putting the pressure on DWI, and unless DWI can come out with some sort of convincing response, that's quite a convincing response, to be fair. A quad kill, I'll take that.
You gotta give it up. That was an amazing Tempest ult.
Just I'm talking about a convincing response. I am not convinced utterly, but yes, unless DWI can keep themselves going and not let DRD take these teamfights away from them, they're going to have issues here. So if DRD can avoid the dreaded Tempest ultimate, which they admittedly shown a remarkable lack of aptitude for in the last minute, but if they can avoid that, and if they can just keep their team pushing and not letting DWI take this game away from them and keeping the pressure up and not letting DWI farm, they've got every chance of managing to do what they didn't do last game, but they do need to move quickly because they've got a significant XP advantage. So they're not too badly off. They've got the abilities at hand. They're not a hugely item-reliant team. However, if they sit around and idle for another 5 or 10 minutes, then DWI are rapidly going to draw ahead of them simply because they work so much better with the amount of farm they're getting, and they're getting more of it to boot. So really, I'm liking DWI here, but I think if DRD move quickly and well, they could still take this.
I would like to agree, but as I said, statistically, I mean, we got nearly a 10,000 experience advantage for DRD, so we'll just have to see how they cope with it. Like, a few good team fights. This Magnus, I mean, I think he's missed his ult once so far. Every other time it's been devastating. Like, devastating amount of damage he's put out.
Experience. I'm not hugely sold on this. I mean, the deciding factor is not how far ahead DRD can get in experience, because ultimately experience does not decide games. It's how hard they can push before DWI's carries come into play, because unless WAC goes scandal mode and wrecks face on a massive epic scale, which admittedly I could believe as he's edging towards that 400 gold per minute mark, but unless he can do that, and unless his team can refrain from getting sort of ganked in the woods when they should have map control but don't, then it's going to be quite hard for his team to take this away, just because DWI have more carries and have more farm, and even if they don't necessarily have as much experience farmed on their support heroes, that doesn't really matter when Flint Beastwood or Dr. Repulsor or whoever the hell else is busy eating your face.
Like a taco in a blender.
Oh, for heaven's sake, I'm never going to hear the end of this, am
I don't know. Depends if people like that expression. But,
Oh, goody.
well, it's true.
It is true, yes.
Lots of offensive wards are going up right now. We got Dirge Snoopy, yellow, which is an interesting warding choice for Hammerstorm. But that being said, he has been putting up a lot of wards and counter wards as of late. So now that map control is kind of swinging to that Legion side's favor.
Well, I'm definitely with you. I think it's a really, really smart choice into, well, obviously map control is always a good thing, but I think it's very sensible of DWI to dedicate themselves to this and to put so much effort into it, because in tightly balanced games, and especially tightly balanced games where ganking is a major, major thing, because if they can get kills off on Dark Lady, that is a huge factor in deciding how effective she's going to be in this game. And if they can keep, if DRD can pick people off, that gives them brilliant opportunities to push. If DWI can pick people off, then it's going to suppress their farm, which is all the better for DWI's sort of turtling team. And it also delays DRD's ability to push. So kills for both sides are really crucial here. Map control is probably the biggest single element in kills here. Dace has just been hugely unlucky and plonked a ward right next to a ward of Revelation. But moving on from that unfortunate reality and the fact that DWI have 20 seconds to actually destroy it before it runs out, it's just that disjoint this, oh dear. But yeah, basically, the point is that kills for either side are really crucial here, because DWI want to delay DRD's push and DRD want to kill people so they can get on with it. And kills like this one on Gladiator that result from partially from good map control and partially from good situational exploitation are going to really, really make a huge, huge difference in deciding the outcome of this game. And even if a half-assed Tempest ultimate may happen and may not go hugely well, it still leaves DRD 2 players down. They're probably going to lose this middle tower, and even if they don't, they need to get this push done soon if they're going to take this away from DWI, because the reality of the situation is that as a pushing team, you either need to do something by half an hour, or you're probably going to lose, and that point is pretty much past. So unless DWI can do something quickly, this is going to go further and further away from them. And Magma's going to initiate all. Actually, this is quite good. It's quite a good comeback from DRD, keeping DWI off their tower. But unless they can turn this into a platform to really, really push up and put pressure on DWI, then this game is going to go horribly, horribly wrong for them.
Well, I can't really say that team fight went horribly, horribly right for them, as it did seem that they lost only Hammerstorm, not Hell, Hammerstorm, and Witch Slayer, so they both went down. The rest of them got away. Some nice clutch savings there from Witch Slayer, just trying to save Beastwood, as he was able to get out using that Homecoming Stone. But yeah, at this point now it's a counter pusher going up. This tower has been seeing better days, and really it's just like they can't crack that mid at this point. That's just kind of what it seems. It got so close to that tower, then the team fight came in. Magnus got off another brilliant ultimate, you know, just taking down people left, right, and center. So yeah, this Magnus Initiator, it's good times.
Yeah, I'm also pretty sure that WAC keeps pulling ridiculous stuff and disjointing Magnus or Money Shot ultimates, or that may just be my imagination. It certainly looked like it. Oh, I'm a tool. He has a nullstone. Oh well.
Oh, Pojanarf's in here. Oh, cool.
Yes.
Didn't see that. Looks like another gank going down on Gladiator, however, will be turning the tide on him. He needs to stay down. He has at 7 deaths this game, and they're really keeping a good job on keeping his farm out of, you know, that godly section.
Well, I think it's kind of met on Gladiator because actually, the reality of the situation is the reason people expect him to get a lot of farm is simply because he often does. He's really, really well suited to coming out well in the early game, using Flagellation and a Rune Dex to give himself a stratospheric farm, and then using the items he gets out of that to take over a game. But actually, he's not too item dependent. He can work pretty well as a ganker without having massive, massive stacks of stuff. So it's not a calamity if Gladiator gets poor farm. And I'm not. The person they need to aim for is WAC. If they can kill him, he gets more and more stuff. But if they can't, he can take over the game. So he is the priority target here, and make no mistake about it. And, I mean, sure, killing other people is nice, but actually, the reality is that he is the one that can seriously threaten DWI's ambitions of winning this game later on, and he is the one that they need to worry about killing.
Oh, well, a ward gave away the position up here. Hammerstorm gonna get blinded and then silenced. Down goes Tempest, no problem whatsoever. So those are 2 extra kills, and to take a note out of your book, they were just where they shouldn't have been. And look at that, down goes Flint as well. This is going to be devastating on this middle base here for DWI.
Looks like it. I mean, the question is, can they buy back? And the answer is, I'm not sure. Okay, that was a bit crap. I'm pretty sure Ryko has enough money to buy back. 1352. The question is whether he'll want to do it. He probably won't. I mean, the Tempest ultimate's up, so every chance they could do something with this here kind of depends. Oh my god, that is fantastic play from King Raven there. Just puts that sun straight out onto that Tempest. Tempest then screws the ultimate up royally, which is a bit of a pity, but there you go, kind of everything in life. But yeah, fantastic ultimate. Ultimate just a flame out stun from King Raven there to stop Tempest being able to get that ultimate off in time. Gladiator is probably going to get raped here, but who cares? As I've already said, he can work fine without too many items. Really just a generally good response from DWI there. Coming back, saving, I think. No, Ryko must. I think Ryko bought back, not 100% on that one. But at any rate, making intelligent use of buybacks and intelligent use of that Tempest ultimate. And turning this game right round. Saving their barracks, which is obviously the big thing, and keeping that pressure on DRD, because if they'd given up those barracks, it would have meant that DRD... Firstly, it's a huge psychological thing. If DRD see their push strats working, then they're more likely to keep in and keep focused on this game. But secondly, having that lane push itself while they try and put pressure on with the team fights is right what DRD want to be doing with the strategy, and if DWI can deny them that, it's going to make it much harder for them as this game goes later on. DWI's carries get fatter and fatter, so that was very, very, well, to my mind at least, it was very much well worth it. Making good use of those buybacks did DWI, or made good use of those buybacks did DWI, and even then the grammar's not fantastic. Just I'm rambling talk.
Oh, okay, I see how it is. Yes, sir. Yes. So we will definitely talk. No worries. So yeah, we got at this point DRD is just seems to be winning the team fights, and then they go to push, and then they just end up paying for them almost bill for bill. So it's kind of like an odd, weird trade-off every time. Looks like they want to go in on Kongor, and really you can't say no to Kongor at this point in the game. There is one ward. Sorry, yeah, there is one ward from that Legion, so they're gonna know what's up, and this could definitely be a game breaker. It depends on how fast Kongor goes down. I mean, if they can get a good gank off in there's not many 2 places you can run, right?
Well, absolutely not. I mean, it is very, very hard to scatter. They don't have the Tempest ultimate available, but ultimately the question is moot because Kongor died too fast. I think DWI had at least an inkling of what was going on, but they didn't react to it fast enough. It's a sharp kill on Kongor from DRD. They made pretty good use of it, and it's very, very valuable to have, because essentially Dark Lady has to play quite aggressively by her nature as a hero, So it's really, really useful for DRD if they can keep her alive and keep her in the fights longer, because she is their big swinger. If she can have a big effect on the fights, they have a chance of winning them. If she can't, they may as well kiss their asses goodbye.
That is literally just